When do we come through this crisis? People are asking me, when does coronavirus stop causing issues? What does COVID-19 really mean for us? Okay, well, we made mistakes. So let me explain what we did as a world economy and the mistake that I certainly made. So first of all, SARS happened 2004. And when SARS happened, it was an occasion where everybody was concerned in the Far East. I went to Hong Kong and China solved it by containment, by taking everybody's temperature. So I must confess that for me, when I went to Asia in February and I saw everybody's temperature being tested, I was like, okay, that's a solution. Same as SARS. And I learned very quickly that it was similar to SARS. So I thought, test the temperature and we'll be able to control this. Okay, that was a miscalculation. And of course, not only did I miscalculate, but many governments have totally and continue to miscalculate. What do I mean? Well, lockdown, what does it do? Well, lockdown, first of all, slows the curve. Okay, in other words, it means it takes some pressure off the hospitals. Okay, that's so important. Don't get me wrong. This illness is bad. In other words, it's bad because it blocks the hospitals. Somebody getting something else can't get into hospital because in many countries now the beds aren't available, the ventilators aren't available. Okay, that's the concern. It's causing massive issues for the nurses and for the doctors, and we all feel for them because they're so dedicated to the jobs that they do. So what can we do? Well, we can stay inside, we can lock down, that slows it down. Okay, but don't, and I don't want to be pessimistic by any means, think that that stops it. All that does is it takes the pressure off the nurses and off the doctors to some small extent. Okay, at some stage there's got to be this release from lockdown, of course, because the world economy and potentially the world economy goes further into a decline. And of course, people lose their jobs, and that, you don't need me to spell it out, can cause other issues in the world. So what do they do? Okay, well, the reality is we're back to SARS, in my opinion. The way we controlled SARS was with temperature checking. Okay, we can't do that. Why can't we do that? Because there's a delay. We know that. We don't even know how long that delay is where there are no symptoms. In fact, there are people that have no symptoms that can infect other people. Okay, in my opinion, the only answer is testing. Okay, as I thought originally, you need to test. Okay, what I got wrong was the method of testing, unfortunately, didn't work in this particular occasion. But governments have to realize that they need to be investing in mass testing, because only when they invest in mass testing and finding the right drugs and the right vaccines can that free up the world economy. Okay, the herd mentality, of course, sounds like a good idea, and some governments have crazily suggested it. But the number of deaths and the chaos and the anguish that that would cause is actually, if you do the numbers, far too much for any of us to even contemplate. Governments need to make the right decision for the economy, but most importantly for the health service. So those people that are so dedicated have the pressure taken off, and the people that are sick can be attended to properly. We've seen in countries where they can attend to people properly, the death rate is so much lower. Of course, as a financial advisor myself, I see the need for hospitals, but I also see the need for the economy to go, because you may say, well, that's greed. No, it's not greed. Okay, the world needs an economy. People need jobs. They need the satisfaction of earning money themselves, and they need to be able to feel they can feed their families. The social unrest that potentially could be caused by not making sure the economy is freed is massive. Solution for me, drugs, vaccine, yes, tests. Okay, they're the solutions. And governments need to aim, as I've said before, at the solutions. Let's get the solutions. Invest in those massively. Okay, let's do that. It takes the pressure off the people that really count. Will save so many lives and free up the economy for us all to go about our tasks again and to have the opportunity to earn a living and create for our families and, of course, for our future. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I know it's complex. I know it's worrying. Okay, that's my attempt to make it a little simpler and perhaps clearer so that we know what we need to push the governments to do. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please give me a comment, even if it's a negative one. Happy to have that. Please give me feedback. Thanks.